Okay, good morning. So this morning we're going to do a routine that has its main focus on our legs to start with. So we're going to concentrate on 5 exercises, and we're going to do each of the exercises 3 times. I've got a couple of sets of dumbbells. I've got a long theraband. If you don't have a long theraband, that's absolutely fine. And I've got a loop band. Again, that is completely optional too. So we're going to start with the first block on legs, and then the second block is entirely on core. And this time we're going to do 5 exercises, and we're doing them twice. So each exercise we're doing on a minute with a 20 seconds recovery. So the key here is to think about your legs and your core engagement in the first set. So let's start with our warm-up. So let's start with our ankle rolls. So nice big rolls all the way around. Good, so our warm-up's going to focus on our legs mainly. So, and then extend into the knee, nice big twists. Good, big circles. Good, and then let's open up the hip. Good. Just let these bend. Good, so just opening up the hip. Good, nice big circles all the way around. Good, opposite leg. So little rolls of the ankles, just circle that ankle. Good, rotating round, extending into the knee, so circling the knee. Excellent. And then into the hip. So nice big wide circles. We're just warming up all the muscle groups that we're going to use for the main set. Good, one more. Excellent. Okay, legs shoulder width apart. We're going down into squats, not too deep, just down and push back up. We're just warming up the hips. Good. All the way down. Good. A little bit deeper each time. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Drop down parallel to the floor into your heels. Good. And again. Excellent. One more. Good. Okay, this time feet a little bit wider. We're going to stretch above our head. Good. Nice big stretching down and toe tap as near to your toe as possible. Big stretch above the head. So you're keeping your legs nice and straight. You'll feel that running down the back of your legs. Good. All the way down. Excellent. Big stretch. And again. Good. Let's do 2 more. Down and up. Excellent. Big stretch. Good. Legs a little bit wider again. This time we're going into casket squat. So you're just going to go down onto one side, stretch the inside of that leg, step up and push down to the other side. Back up again. Good. So just nice and gentle. You're just transferring the weight into opposite leg. Good. And again. Excellent. And once more. Good. Okay. We're going to do a wee bit leg swinging. So bring the toe up so the heel's hitting it down at the ground. Just have a wee swing of that leg. Forwards and backwards. Nice and high. Both forwards. And bring it up the back. Squat legs. Good. Nice big swing. Excellent. Okay. So, into the main set, give the legs a wee shake. So, if you want, you can grab your long band. If you want, you can put on your looped band. Again, these are both optional at this stage. Your bands are optional. I'm going to give you options if you don't have that. Okay, so starting with overhead squat. If you don't have your band, just put your hands at your temples. Draw your shoulder blades back. Stick out your chest. So remember, we're working legs, but we're thinking about these core muscles, thinking about engagement. Good. So nice tall posture. Hands at your temple or above the head. We're sinking down into squat. We're pushing back up. We're squeezing our glutes. We're sinking back down again, parallel to the floor. Up and squeeze. Good. Nice and low. So as we're going down into our squat, we're keeping our chest nice and high. We're thinking that nice tall posture. We're not sinking forward in our squat. We're going straight down, pushing up and squeezing the glutes. Good. We're here for a while, so take your time. Think about your posture, sinking right down into your heels, parallel to the floor. Good. If you've got that band above your head, really pull against the resistance. Should be in line with your ears, straight up to the ceiling, straight arms. Good. And into recovery. Give your legs a little shake. 20 seconds, we're doing that again. So getting it into position, our feet are shoulder width apart, either toes forward or to the side, draw the elbows right the way back. Nice tall posture. Let's go again. Good. When you're ready, down and up. Thinking low. Squeeze the glutes. All the way down. Back up and squeeze. Good. So we're going for high repetition this morning. So our weight should be fairly light. This is endurance training, not strength. So the more repetitions, the lighter the weight. We are concentrating on techniques, again, engaging that core. Nice tall posture. Good. Up and squeeze. Good. We're halfway through our squats. Keep going. Nice and low. Big push up. Good. Again. Down. Keep looking straight in front. Don't look to the floor. We want to keep that chest nice and high. Good. Big push. Nice and low. And squeeze. Excellent. Let's shake out the legs. We've got our last set. If you're not feeling it, this is where I'd be saying add a little band. Making sure these elbows are back in that prisoner squat position. Puff out the chest. So think about that technique again. Good, let's go. Last set. All the way down. Up and squeeze. Dropping down, parallel to the floor. Big push up. Draw the shoulder blades. So you should start to feel that nice posture kick in. You feel that tension running down your back. Using your abdominals. Squeezing your glutes. And dropping down. So the muscles we're using are the leg muscles. You should feel it. Quads at the back, hamstrings at the back, and quads at the front, hamstrings at the back, and your glutes at the back. Good. Push up, squeeze. You've got about 4 more. Good. Keep going. Nice and low. Stand tall. Excellent. Last few seconds, we're going to shake it off and change the exercise. Good. Drop your bands. Pick up your weights. Pick up your dumbbells. These are more just to load the legs. Okay, we're going to do a lunge into high knee calf raise. So we're going to step back into lunge. Bring the feet together and then up onto our toe. So stepping back, we're staying on one leg, so I'm going to start with my left leg. So lunging back, bring the knee up high, balance on that front foot, and lift up onto your toe. Good, straight back down, all the way up. Little lift onto the ball of the foot and pause at the top. So this time we're bringing in the same muscle groups, quad, hamstrings, and glutes, but we're bringing in that front calf as we rise onto our toe. We're also working all these little stabilizing muscles in our feet and, of course, our core engagement to help with our balance. Good. All the way up. Little pause. So right up onto the ball of the foot. Good. Excellent. And into recovery. We're going to swap legs. So this time, you're going to step back on the opposite leg. So nice tall posture again, engage the core. Good, stepping back with that opposite leg. Let's go all the way back. So you're looking for 90 degrees behind each knee as we go into our lunge. Good, nice and low. Keeping that nice tall posture. Don't sink forward as you step back into your lunge. Stay nice and tall. Good. Okay, good thing about lunges is that it isolates one side from the other. So let's see if there's a little bit difference between one side and the other, or if they're both the same. You don't find that in squats because you're working both sides equally at the same time. So good for running and swimming. Good. And biking. Good. Up onto the ball of the foot. Big step back. Nice and low. Good. Shake out the legs. We've got one more set. Because we're working one side to the other, we're going to alternate this time. So step back in one leg into high knee drive and calf raise. And then you're going to go into the opposite side. Again, nice top posture to start. And step back into lunge. Good. Nice and low. Bring the knee up into calf raise. This time foot down on the ground. All the way back into your alternate lunge. Good. Nice and controlled. So don't rush them. As the legs start to fatigue, the balance might go a little bit. Think about that core. Nice top posture. Engage the core and the glutes. Good. Opposite side. Excellent. Right up into the ball of the foot. So you should feel that calf activate as you go up onto your toe. Good. You've got about 10 seconds. One more. Good. And into recovery. Okay, no weights this time. You need a wall that's secure. Going to work mainly our quads in this one. So we're going to sit back on the wall into our static wall squat. So you want your feet roughly the length of your quads away from the door. Push the weight through the heels and sink down until you're parallel to the floor. Put your hands against the wall and then relax. So push the weight into the heels and hold in position. Nice big deep breaths. So you'll start to feel that lactic building up on the top of the legs to start with. Then you start to get a little bit of lactic on the underside, in your glutes and in your quads. Push the weight through the heels, push your back into the wall. If you need to come up and shake out the legs, come up and shake out the legs. Feeling that, you're pushing your weight through your heels and staying in that position. Nice big deep breaths. Good, you've got 10 seconds left. We're going to come out and shake off those legs and then go back into our wall squat. Good, so have a wee walk round, make sure you get the blood flow going again. So I'm going to give you options here. This time we're going to go into a single leg to start with. Again, if you need to come up, you need to come up. Come up and shake it off and get back down into position. So this time, bring the feet closer together. Sink down into your squat. Stabilize yourself by pushing your weight through your heels. Once you're in that position, I want you to lift one leg. Good. So again, breathing, nice big deep breath. Hovering that leg above the ground and holding in position. Pushing the weight through that foot that's solid on the floor and holding there for as long as you can. Once you need to, you can put both feet back on the ground, widen out your stance and hold in that double leg position. Again, if you need to come up off the wall, come up off the wall, shake off the legs and then try and get back on again for the last 10 seconds. Good. Hold in position. Good. And when you're ready, come off and shake the legs. Good. Okay, so we've done a single leg wall squat on one side. We're going to do that on the opposite side. So again, this is just isolating one side from the other to see if they're both the same, and also makes it a lot harder. Good. So back down. Stabilize yourself against the wall. Push the weight through the heel. Good. And then lift one leg. So again, we're holding in position. We're really pushing down on that heel. We're elevating that leg. And we're breathing. Nice big deep breaths in and out. We have built up a little bit of lactic in the legs already from our previous exercises. So if it fatigues quite quickly, don't worry about it. Try again or into your double leg hold. So your 30 seconds. Good. So pushing down through the heels, making sure your hips are parallel to the floor, or it's going to be too easy. Good. Nice big deep breaths in and out. 10 seconds left. Good. Last few seconds. Excellent. Push off the wall. Give the legs a shake. Good. Okay. Overhead lunge. We don't have a band. We're just going to use the same technique that we used in an overhead squat. So nice tall posture. Bringing the elbow blades out. We're into lunges again. Good. So step forward. In that lunge, we're stepping forward and down. We're staying on one leg, and then we're stepping back up, bringing our feet together. So again, we're thinking about that core engagement. We're looking for 90 degrees behind both knees. Stepping forward, all the way down. Big push up into standing position. Bring the feet together. Good. Nice and tall. Big step, down, big push up. When the feet together, take that opportunity to squeeze the glutes all the way down. Good. Push up and squeeze. Stepping forward. Good. 90 degrees. And push up. Excellent. Take a break. We're on to the opposite leg this time. Good. Again, if you've got that band right up above your head with tension on. If not, elbows out. Nice tall posture. Puff up the chest. Good. Opposite side. Stepping forward and down. Good. Pushing up. Bringing the feet together and squeezing the glutes. Big step down. 90 degrees. Good. Push up. And hold. Excellent. Stepping down. Good. Up and nice and tall. Just check that position as you step down. Keeping the chest high. It should be a straight line from your head to your hips to the floor. Push up. Excellent. You're well over halfway. Working that opposite leg. By the end of this, you've done 2 sets. And we'll be into alternating feet. And down. Good. Pushing up. 10 seconds. Good. And into recovery. Shake it out. Good. Okay, last set. This time, go between your right and your left. So nice tall posture. We're back into these quads, hamstrings, and glutes. So start with your feet shoulder width apart. Step all the way forward so you can get down nice and low. Big step. Down to the floor. Push back up and feet together. If you need to slow it down, slow it down. Do it in your own time. Think technique over volume. But keep moving and keep getting these lunges in. Good. Swapping legs each time and stepping forward. Excellent. Good. Halfway. 30 seconds left of lunges. Good. Big step. Excellent. All the way down. Big step back up. Good. Last 10 seconds. Keep going. Nice and tall. Squeezing the glutes at the top. Excellent. And into recovery. Good. Shake it out. This time we're grabbing a dumbbell. Just the one. We're into lunges. We're just doing this exercise twice this time. Because it's unilateral, we just want to do one side to the other. So we're going to step into lunge, and this time we're staying in the lunge position. So the leg that's forward, take that weight above that leg. Lunge chop. So as we go down into lunge, we're dropping that weight to that back knee. We're not dropping our body. We're just dropping the weight. And then rotating up as high as you can as you stretch into that standing position. Good. So lunging down to the knee, pulling back up to the side. So we're bringing in the core a little bit more now with this twisted, weighted action. Good. Nice and low. Big push up. So we should be feeling that in the legs. So if you need to, slow it down. Big stretch. All the way to the ceiling. Back down to that back knee. Big twist. Good. And one more. Pulling up and step out and shake it out. Good. Last one. This time, opposite leg. Engage the core. Chest nice and high. Extend up above that opposite side. Good. Nice straight arms. Let's go again. So as we come down, we're twisting towards that back knee. Extending up. Good. Stretching through the muscles. And then dropping down before twisting back up. Excellent. All the way down. And push. Good. So tall posture. Don't let that chest dip down as you sink through the muscles into that low lunge position. Good. And extend. Halfway. 30 seconds left of legs. And then we're moving on into core. So keep pushing. Last few exercises. Down and up. Good. Good. 10 seconds left. Good. One more. Oh, good. Into recovery. Excellent. Oh, I should feel that in the legs. Okay. We're down onto the mat for the remaining set. We've got 5 exercises. It's optional to have your weights, or you can do it all with body weight. So let's get down into position. Good. Okay, 5 exercises. We're targeting every muscle group in the core as much as possible. So I'll give you options as we go along, starting with a harder option each time. I'll show you something easier that you can opt for. 5 exercises. Twice we're starting with dead bugs. Lying down onto your back, stretching out across the floor. Good. Let's bring the hands and feet up to the ceiling. Good. So opposite arm and leg, down to the floor and pull back up. So we're stretching out our limbs across the floor. Nice straight legs all the way down and pull up, pushing that lower back into the ground. If you find this too hard, I want you to bend the knee. Tap the floor with your heel or toe, keeping the knee as bent as you want until you find that biting point in your lower abdominal area. If we've got to this point and it's too easy, both arms and legs up and down, stretching out right across the floor, bringing up and tapping the knees with your hands. Stretching out as long as you can. Good. We're here for a minute, and then we're going to do it again. Last few seconds. Excellent. Bring your knees into your chest. That will be recovery. Okay, let's do that again. So you know there's 3 options. For you, I want you to start at the hardest option. Okay, extend your fingertips and feet up to the floor. And let's go one last time with dead bugs. All the way down. So really challenging your lower abdominals. A little bit of mobility in the arms. So we want to reach out parallel to the floor. Feel your shoulders at your ears. Good. All the way down. Big pull up. Pushing that lower back into the ground. Good. Leading with the lower abdominal area. Good. Using all your options, but making it challenging for that lower area. Good. Keep going. You've got 20 seconds left. Good. Keep breathing when we're doing our abdominals. Don't hold your breath, or you'll not let that oxygen to the working muscles. Good. And bring the knees up into the chest. Relax the core. Good. Okay, you've got the option to use a weight, one weight, or go without. We're doing Russian twists. So the key here is to keep the feet on the floor if you want, or up. So sit back, nice tall posture, and then you're rotating all the way around. So the more you lean back, the more you're going to feel this in your lower back and core. With the twist, we're bringing in the outside of our core. And if you want to make it harder, lift the feet off the ground and pause on your tailbone. Hold your feet nice and high. So get that rotation in, nice big twists. You'll feel that in your obliques, that's the muscles at the side. You'll feel that running down the center core and lower back. Draw the shoulder blades back, nice and tall. Really stretch out the spine. Don't hump over that weight as you're rotating. Good, big twists. Excellent, and relax. We're going to do that once more. So straighten out the back, nice big deep breath. Bring the heart rate down, and you're going to again grab your weight. Again, extend out through the chest and core. Lengthen the spine. Good, and twist. Nice big twist. The more you lean back, the better it is for these working muscles. Good, just adding that extra resistance on as you're twisting with that weight. Good, so getting this chest, rotating all the way around as you're moving that weight from side to side. Good, you're nearly halfway. You've only got 30 seconds. Keep going. Nice big deep breaths. Good. Big twist. If you need to come up and have a little 3-second break, have a 3-second break. But let's keep going to the end if we can. We've got just over 10 seconds. Nice big twists. Excellent. Last few seconds. Push out. Good. And roll back onto the ground, knees high. Okay, we're going to go into little pulse crunches. So feet flat on the ground. Not work this area of the core yet. So we're going to lift the shoulder blades and head off the ground. Keep the neck neutral by looking straight in front. We're just going to pulse forward. Little tiny pulse forward. As we pulse forward, I want you to breathe out. Good. So again, we're not holding our breath. We're doing little tiny pulses. Pulse forward. If you want, you can pulse through your legs pulsing it up outside of the legs, but we're keeping our hands low, reaching for the feet, and we're pulsing forward. Doesn't need to be quick. Can be little pulses, go at your own tempo. Good, keep the feet flat on the floor. Good, keep pulsing. So you'll start to feel these upper abdominals, the lactic burn. Keep pushing forward. Keep breathing. You've only got a couple more pulses. Good, and relax. Bring the hands over the head. Stretch out the feet. Good, stretch out the abdominal muscles. Couple of deep breaths. We're going again. This time you've got the option. You can do butterflies. So bring the feet together. Let the knees go out, and we're going to pulse through the legs. Or do what you did at the first set if you want. So pulsing through the legs towards the feet. Keep the feet low. Good. Keep going. Keep pulsing. I'm going to stay here for 30 seconds and I'll give you an option. So you might feel that in your neck. If you need to support your neck, put your fingertips just at your ears where you had them before in the first squat and prisoner squat, just to support that neck. Good. Keep pulsing. You're halfway. You can bring your feet up into the air if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. Bring it into 90 degrees and pulse. Good. Keep going. If not, feet down on the floor or stay in butterfly. Good. And pulsing. Keep pulsing. 10 seconds. All the way to the end. Good. Ooh, and down. Oh, excellent. Nice big deep breaths. Okay, bicycles. So we're bringing our hands to our tempo. We're securing or slightly holding our neck. We're going to feel this one. And we're going to bring our knees up. So this time we're going to twist. We're back into our obliques. So as we twist, we're extending the opposite leg down, twisting to that knee, and then back into center. If you want, you can bend your knees. Keep it nice and easy. Or easier. This is a hard one. So twist and crunch. Twist and extend the leg. So because it's hard, it tells you that we're using a lot of muscle groups in this one. We're using upper and lower core and an oblique, all of which we've already worked. Okay, so do it in your own time. We're thinking technique over volume, crunching forward and twisting, extending the leg. This is how we get strong core. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be challenging. Go at your own pace. Big push and rotate. And a couple more seconds and relax. Good. Once more. I want to say it gets easier, but it doesn't. So we're doing one more bicycles and then we've got one more exercise left. And then we're stretching it out. Good. Back into position. Let's twist. Into bicycles. And twist. Good. Extending out if you can. Start with that harder option. Rotate round. All the way round. Good. Back into position. If you're too tired, if it's hurting too much, just do the odd couple of seconds where you're having a wee break, having a wee breather, and then back into it. Good, let's go. You've only got 30 seconds left. Big push, rotate and twist. Good, go into failures. If you've failed and you can't do any more, that's a positive. You worked hard. Just stretch out across the mat. If not, keep going. 10 seconds left. Excellent. You're working really hard. You're feeling it in the core. Last little push. Good. Oh, stretch out. Okay, last one. We're back into these lower abdominals. Yep, and we're into flutter kicks. So, securing that lower back on the ground, keeping our head nice and neutral, our upper body silent. We're going to lift our feet off the floor and hover, and then tiny wee flutters. So point the toes, And we're staying here. Your legs are straight, your quads are engaged, you're pushing that lower back onto the ground, and you're fluttering the legs. If your lower back is arching and you don't have anything left in your lower abdominals, I want you to still try. So you can be bending your knees and heel tapping on the floor. Find that biting point where you feel the abdominals working. Good. Tiny knee flutters as fast as you can. Nice big deep breaths. Good. You've got just over 10 seconds left. Good. Working these lower abdominal muscles. And you'll feel this on the top of the legs as well in the hip flexors. Good. Into recovery. Bring the knees up into the chest. Push the tailbone away. Lengthen the spine. And release the core muscles. Okay. Last time. Back into position. Stretching the legs across the floor. Good, let's flutter again. Tiny wee flutters. So either keep the head nice and relaxed on the floor, but make sure you're pushing that back into the floor. Don't let it arch out too much. Good, point the toes. Little flutters. Nice and fast. If you're heel tapping, keep heel tapping. Find that biting point further away from your hips where you feel it in the lower abdominals and the top of the legs. Good. Last push. Last exercise. All the way to the end. You're well over halfway. Good. Keep going. Extend through the toes. You might be feeling that in your quads. You might be feeling the upper legs. Good. 10 seconds left. Keep going. Ooh, good. Stretch out. Well done. Hands above the head. Stretch through the heels. Stretch out the calves. Good. Nice big deep breaths. We're bringing the heart rate right the way down. Point your toes. Stretch through your toes, through your fingertips. Good. Let's bring one knee up into the chest this time. Oh, bring it all the way up. Draw it into your abdominals. Good. Extend through the heel of that leg that's lying along the ground. And then we're just going to rotate over with that knee towards the floor and twist in the opposite direction. Just giving a nice stretch running from our glute upper back. Good. Again, pushing through that leg that's lying long across the floor, push through the heel. Just bring that knee slightly higher up into the chest if you can, extending it a little bit into the glutes, that little bit more. Good, keep your rotation on. And we'll come back into center, swap legs. Extend the opposite knee into the chest, give it a little hug. Push through the heel of the leg that's lying out on the ground. Okay, nice big deep breath and then rotate over to that side. Okay, try and open up the chest. Let that knee fall to the floor. You'll feel that lengthening of the spine, lengthening of the back muscles as you're stretching them out. Good. Slowly coming into center line. Okay, that original knee that was bent first, we're going to bring it up and bring it in front of that leg. Okay, so extending that left leg or your right leg, whatever you started with, which was long, up at this time towards the ceiling. Bring the toe down towards your head and stretch through your heel. And gently under the knee, pulling into your chest. You'll feel that in the bent leg, that nice stretch, just deepening into your glute, into your IT band running down the outside of your leg. Good, swap sides. Oh, a little bit stiffer on this side for me. Good again. Good thing about isolating one side from the other in your stretches is it lets you again look at what side's a little bit tighter than the other. Are they both the same? Or are they slightly different? Good. Bring the toe down. Stretch that calf. Excellent. Bringing both legs to the feet. We're going to get up onto our knees and hands. Let's just give our back a little bit of dynamic stretch. Cat cow. So drawing the head and the tailbone under, pushing the back to the ceiling. Nice big deep breath, slowly rotating round, lifting the head, lifting the tailbone, dropping the core to the floor, and then rotate back round. Good. Once more, all the way round. Good, nice big lift. Good. From here, just one lunge, one leg forward. Good. Extend the hips forward. Just bring the body weight into your hands and push the hips to the floor. If you want to get a little bit deeper, drop down onto your elbows and push that knee out at the side. You'll feel that just lengthening up the back of the legs, down that back of the back leg, giving all these muscles that we worked in the first set a nice big stretch. Good. From there, just coming back up, extending that leg nice and straight, and then just reach for that toe. We're just stretching that hamstring. Good. Nice big deep breaths. Excellent. Good. Back up into box position. Hands, knees, lunge the opposite leg forward this time. Extend through the hips and push towards the floor. Good. Nice big deep breaths. Once you've established that hold, if you want, again, you can go down onto your elbows. Just extend through the hips. Good. Knocking the knee out to the side. Open up the hips, pushing the weight down towards the mat. Good. Just holding that stretch around the hips, back of the legs, quads, hip flexor. Good. Up, sit back. Get into the hamstring, reach forward towards that toe, stretch off the back of the leg. Excellent. Good. Okay, slowly get into a standing position. Good, well done. Let's just give a few arm rolls just to finish. Loosen off the shoulders. Good. Extend the chest. Excellent. Well done, good job. See you next week. Any feedback's most welcome.